You know that feeling? You're having a great time, the vibe is perfect, the conversation is flowing, and then, bam, it hits. It's like someone unplugged your mental charging cable. One second you're laughing and engaged, the next you're staring at the clock calculating the earliest, least offensive moment you can bolt for the door. You didn't suddenly become rude or antisocial, you just hit your limit. You hit social overload. This is the moment your social battery is officially drained. For years, we just called this being tired or introvert burnout. But it's so much more specific than that. This isn't a character flaw. This is pure, measurable behavioral science happening inside your skull. Think of your brain's energy as a finite resource managed by the prefrontal cortex, the CEO of your executive function. Socializing, even when fun, is resource-intensive. You're constantly interpreting facial cues, filtering background noise, monitoring your tone, managing your reactions, and maintaining effortful charm. It's a constant cognitive tax. When the tax bill is too high, your CEO brain shuts down all non-essential services to conserve power. And that's when the weird, uncomfortable signs start kicking in. Here are the 5 definitive signs that your social battery isn't just low. It's hitting critical zero, and you need to retreat immediately. First up, the sudden mute button. Verbal fluency collapse. Maybe 30 minutes ago, you were dropping hilarious one-liners and talking about complicated theories. Now, when someone asks you a simple question, your brain tries to retrieve the words, but the file is corrupted. It's like searching a massive disorganized database with a tiny amount of RAM left. You find yourself answering in one-word sentences, nodding too vigorously, or replying with delayed generic phrases like, "Oh, that's crazy." Forming a complete complex thought feels like lifting weights, because verbal creativity and thoughtful responses are luxury resources your drained prefrontal cortex can no longer afford. If talking feels painful, you are past empty. Sign number 2 is toxic irritability over minutia. This is the classic sign of emotional regulation failure. When your battery is full, you can handle minor stressors. Someone clips their nails too loudly. Whatever. The music is slightly aggressive, fine. But when the battery dies, every sensory input feels like a violation. That loud laugh across the room is suddenly the most aggressive sound you've ever heard. The flickering light is an emergency. The fact that someone is telling a long story you've already heard makes you want to spontaneously combust. You're not actually angry at your friend. You're angry that your brain is so overloaded, it's lost its ability to filter irrelevant, annoying information. That low-grade rage is a biological defense mechanism screaming for silence. Our third sign is the physical escape plan. Your body knows you're done even if your mouth is still saying, "I'm having fun." This manifests as rapid shifts in body language. You might start constantly checking your phone, not because you got a notification, but because the screen provides a necessary shield and a temporary focus away from the social group. You start inching closer to the nearest exit or the quietest corner of the room. You're not engaging eye contact. Instead, you're gazing at inanimate objects or the floor. Fidgeting becomes excessive, tugging at your sleeve, shifting your weight, drumming your fingers. It's all your nervous system preparing for flight mode. You are unconsciously signaling to your environment and yourself that you are ready to withdraw. Sign number 4 is zero decision tolerance. When executive function is shot, even the smallest choice can trigger full-blown paralysis. If someone asks, "Do you want pizza or tacos?" and you genuinely feel like you need a 10-minute timeout to weigh the caloric and emotional pros and cons of both, you're done. The brain uses the same limited resource pool for complex problem-solving and simple decision-making. If your ability to choose a streaming service or decide what to wear tomorrow feels like performing calculus, it's not because the choices are hard. It's because the part of your brain that processes choice complexity is critically exhausted. And the final 5th sign is the mandatory retreat. This is the urgent, non-negotiable need for isolation the second you leave the event. You get home, and if a roommate or partner tries to initiate even the most benign small talk, you feel physically ill. You don't just want to be alone. You need an immediate reset, which often means lying down in complete silence in a dark room, scrolling through content that requires zero cognitive input. This isn't just preferring silence, it's a physiological mandate. Your brain is forcing you into a downtime state to replenish the neurochemical resources like serotonin and dopamine that were depleted during intense social performance. So if you recognize these signs, stop trying to tough it out. The greatest tool you have is self-awareness. Hitting your social battery limit is not a failure. It's an accurate status report from your most complex organ. Listen to your brain when it tells you it's time to go home. Protect your energy fiercely, because protecting your peace isn't antisocial. It's essential self-preservation. Now, go take that mental break. You deserve it, and hit that subscribe button if this helped you finally understand why you always duck out of parties early.